So it was a little over a year ago, and I was on a bus actually with a special needs kid that I was working with at the time, taking him to summer camp. And as we were riding to the camp, I was scrolling through Facebook on my phone, and I heard everybody talking about Pokemon. And I was like, what the fuck? Why is Pokemon being talked about by all these people who are not gamers? They're not nerds. They're not anyone that I would expect to talk about Pokemon. And of course, it was Pokemon Go, and it was huge, and everybody was talking about it, and it was going crazy. And for me, Pokemon had been something in the past. So I was super into Pokemon with the Game Boy. I had Pokemon Blue on my Game Boy Pocket. Love that game. And then I also was super, super into the card game, and trading and collecting. So that was a really fun part of my childhood. However, I was totally fine with just leaving Pokemon in the past. Um, it was one of those things that it's fun to remember, but I didn't really feel any need to revisit it. So actually, I held out for a while and didn't download Pokemon Go. And I had a lot of my friends and family and everybody like telling me I should do it, and I was thinking, yeah, you guys don't realize like if I download this thing, it's gonna be full tilt. So I avoided it as long as I could, and I went back to Michigan to visit my family, and everyone was playing it, and my brother showed it to me on his phone. We stopped at Starbucks. We were on our way to a camping trip, and he pulled it up, and he had the AR mode going, and he was like, "See, there's a Zubat right there," and he's like catching it, and I was like, "Fuck, this is awesome." So I downloaded the app. We all went insane. We played the shit out of it. Um, we had like entire family outings where like all my siblings and their spouses and even my mom is in on it, and like we'd be going to like meeting up with other friends and going for walks and just playing the absolute shit out of Pokemon Go. I was as soon as I started playing it, I was totally suckered in. Like I freaking loved it. Here's the thing, like so it's been about a year now, and it's definitely died down, which of course it was going to. That was no surprise to me. Like so many people who are casuals or who got excited about it at first and then just kind of forgot about it, like they're all shocked or like surprised or something that it fell off. I'm like, no, duh. Like, yeah, that's how everything goes. But there's still like a super dedicated fan base for Pokemon Go. And if you don't know about it, it's just because you don't know about it. They're there. I'm a part of a lot of Pokemon Go groups on Facebook, where people are always posting, always meeting up, always talking about the game, comparing Pokemon and whatever. It's still super thriving. It's not like it was, right off the bat, but who ever expected it to stay like that? It was like an absolute phenomenon overnight, last for a couple weeks, and then, all the casuals slipped off, and it's just people like me. Someone who I didn't even want to get into it because I knew that it was going to probably take my life over. And it kind of did for a little while. It really was nice. I don't play it as much right now, but it's because things in my life have changed and I'm not out and about as much. It's definitely a game for when you're out and about. Right now I'm level 33, so I'm up there pretty high. Definitely not as high as some people, but I feel pretty good about my collection. I think I'm only a few Pokemon, like literally a handful from finishing the Kanto region. Um, and I've got quite a bit of the next one, Johto, I think it is. So Pokemon Go really has been nice for me. So last year I had a couple things going on. So I was in the process of making a career change. So I had been a social worker for about 6 years. When I was living in Michigan, I worked quickly. I'll just go through this. I worked with adults with mental illness and substance abuse problems. When I moved to Pennsylvania, I expected to continue on in social work, and I did actually get a job at a place called Youth Advocate Program where I worked with kids. Eventually, kind of realized that I was a bit burned out. Kids was not my thing. And I was looking at going in to get my master's, and I was kind of like, do I really want to do this? Long story short, I chose not to continue in the social work field and actually switched to massage therapy. So that involved me going to massage therapy school. While I was in massage therapy school, I was also doing part-time work still at Youth Advocate Program, working with one kid with disabilities and another couple people, in the program. So um, that was cool because I was able to do about 20 hours a week of that, and I was also able to go to school. And so both of those experiences had me out quite often. I was out and about all the time. At school, there were actually two Pokestops right from my classroom that I could hit. So I would like load up on balls when I was sitting in class. I'd just have my phone there and just kind of just click all the time. And that was super nice because I didn't have to like do any hard work getting out looking for stuff. And then I would go and help this special needs kid, and he was in a wheelchair. And so what I had to do with this kid was like take him out. Just basically, I was helping to get him outside. You know, so that was Pokemon Go was like a gift from God, honestly. Like I would get so bored working with this kid. Like he was nonverbal, couldn't even talk. Um, so it was really nice to like have just a little stupid game, while I'm walking with him. Like I could catch Pokemon, or the fact that you're walking, you're able to hatch eggs and stuff. One of the most brilliant things to me about Pokemon Go is how every single thing that you do is helping you in one way or another. Like if there are no Pokemon in sight, just walking is still helping you to um, get eggs hatched or collect candy from your buddy Pokemon. Um, you're always pretty much gonna bump into some Pokemon while you're out and about. It was it was way easier like early when you start on. Now that you have so much, it's hard to find things that you don't already have. But even so, if you catch Pokemon, even if you've caught 500 of them, you're still catching it, getting some experience points to level up. Every time that you level up, you get new things. Every time that you catch Pokemon, you get candies, and you get Stardust, is what I mean. And you're able to use that to help get your other Pokemon stronger. So it's like a continual growth thing, and I think that's what's so fun about it to me. And honestly, the other nice thing about it is that it requires so little from you. So it's just on my phone all the time. I always have it with me. I can always turn it on for as much or as little time as I need. I pretty much generally nowadays will turn it on when I take my dog for a walk, and it'll kind of give me whatever perks I get. I always catch whatever I see about or not. It's not like there's a lot of pressure with it, which is really nice. It's just kind of super fun to me. I don't understand people who criticize the game so heavily. Like, to me, it's freaking amazing. Like, it's a video game where you're required to leave your house. Like, you have to go places. Like, everywhere you go, you can play this. It's absolutely mind blowing to me. Like I think it's so easy for people to get so quickly adjusted to something that it doesn't seem as awesome as it really is. That game is really really awesome. Like I'm still flabbergasted that I live in a time where that game is possible. So this is just me kind of giving my appreciation for Pokemon Go. It's not perfect, but I freaking love it. I will probably always play the game. I can't ever see myself not playing it. Um, right now, the level cap is at 40. It would take me a heck of a lot of work to get up there. When you get into the 30s, level wise, it takes forever to level up, especially because I'm not playing like crazy now. When I was at school, I was always like playing on my lunch break. I'd go for walks. That's another thing. It really kept me active quite a bit when I was playing it super heavy. Man, it was really fun how it would make going out and walking for a couple hours just something that you don't even think about, and super rewarding, at the same time. So that was pretty cool. Anyways, do you guys play Pokemon Go? It would be fun to talk a little bit, if you got anything interesting. Who's your top Pokemon? How do you still play it? How did you get into it? I don't know. Do you still like it? Do you not like it? Do you think I'm crazy for playing it? Anyways, just some thoughts about Pokemon Go. Peace. Later, fam.